Hello, I'm Christine Roman.
And I'm Jonathan Graves. Welcome to Pediatric View Perspectives. Well, this is the beginning of a video series that is intended to provide information and resources about cortical visual impairment.
We are team members of a program at the Children's Home in Lemieux Family Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The program is called Pediatric View, and we have a number of services that we offer in this program. Jonathan, do you want to talk about some of them?
Yeah, sure. So one of the mainstays of the Pediatric View program is assessment. We see families and children from all over the United States and beyond who come to get perspective on their child's level of functional vision using the CVI range assessment. So that's a big part of our programming that we do. We also offer a school support program. This is a opportunity for school districts who have a child with CVI, but they may not have all of the resources or capacity or knowledge to provide programming for that child that's appropriate.
Right.
So we partner with the school district and help to create specific accommodations, guidance, and consultation with those educational teams so that they can have better outcomes.
You know, it was always a challenge for me through the years and all of the history of Pediatric View to conduct the CVI range and to write a report and hopefully send the family home with suggestions that would be useful. However, it was very clear to me that that alone sort of fell short. That families, kind of fell off the cliff a little bit after they got home and wondered about the next steps. So the really lovely thing about what we can do here at the Children's Home is create those additional supports, those safeguards, those outreach efforts to make sure that we take the information that we learn from the CVI range and actually make it come alive for that child at home and with their school district. It's also great to have the opportunity to interact with the other professionals who see the child.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one-on-one training, I mean, when you send out a report and you're hoping that those guidelines and that those accommodations will be put in place, but it's such a different thing when you can sit with a practitioner or an educator who says, here's the thing I want to do. Here's what I know about this child, and here's the kind of goals I'd like to work on. I just don't know how to get there in terms of making sure that vision is a key component in their education. And it's been so rewarding to start that work and see the outcomes for children. And I think we've gotten a lot of great feedback from families who say, finally, I know that what my whole team is doing is unified around incorporating vision in a meaningful way.
Right. So that's been a huge benefit and really, quite honestly, a lot of fun as well. It's been fun having the opportunity to be part of what happens beyond this space. We also have the opportunity to do some other things. It's essentially, we're building the program to meet the needs that people bring to us. So another need is helping to sit in on IEPs, for example. If a family asks us, or even a school team asks us to sit in and provide some input or suggestions, or even help give a further explanation of how CVI may be affecting, behavior or learning or language, we can do that as well. Jonathan, can you think of other things that we do? Because there are a number of other things.
We're in we have our finger on the pulse of a lot of issues.
Yes, we do.
So
we're busy.
Dr. Roman has developed a infant screening program for children that was ideally developed for the NICU, but works for any child who's under the age where they would be appropriately assessed by the range. And this is something that we are using in the pediatric specialty hospital that's here at the Children's Home. So we're able to provide screenings that may, just raise a flag if a child has risk factors that might mean that CVI would be something that should be considered in their future.
Right.
And that it's this first point of contact for families who really have not even necessarily considered this as a concern, that they can watch for the behaviors and characteristics surrounding CVI. And they know that, we're giving them this loop to come back and see us when their child is eligible to be assessed using the CVI range.
Right. I should also mention that we have another team member, Tracy Zimkwitz, and she is the director of Pediatric View. She is also an OT. So we have the opportunity and the great privilege of being able to extend other services and integrate them into the child's, in consideration of their CVI needs. So she is especially interested in skillful in feeding, and we know that children with visual impairment are very much at risk for feeding issues. And she has a wealth of other kinds of areas of interest and skill as well. I'm sure you'll be meeting her at some point in one or many of our video segments. We also have done a lot of training for teams. So training is intrinsic to what we do. When people reach out and say, I think I know a little bit about CVI, we're happy to try to broaden their knowledge. And Jonathan's been involved in quite a few of those trainings, even within the community.
Yeah, so some of that might be, creating a training around the needs of a specific child and their strengths and challenges. But it's also, we've also seen those trainings be effective even for community groups and, sort of open to the public presentations to raise awareness about CVI on a broader scale, which I think is an initiative that we've seen just be so meaningful, especially as cortical visual impairment has been identified as a major priority for institutions such as the National Eye Institute. So that's really important that we're helping to raise that awareness.
So as you can see, we do quite a few things at Pediatric View, and we are honored and feel quite welcome here at the Children's Home. If you have ideas about things that are needs in the lives of children with CVI, please reach out to us. We're very interested in including your ideas in our video series.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Take care.